Greetings YouTube, time for a bargain video. Today we're starting with John Byrne's classic Next Men. I am a really big fan of John Byrne's art. I admit his stories are not the strongest. I've worked my way through a few pages of this. Haven't actually gotten to like the main characters yet, but you know, some of it hasn't aged well. Then we have the Aliens Archive for Traveller 4th edition. I don't think I have a physical copy of that. I know I've got one kicking around as digital. But I picked that up just because it looked like it might be a cool little trip down memory lane. We have The Ocean at the End of the Lane, a novel by Neil Gaiman. For my wife wanted that. We have a book of philosophy and life guidance, I guess. It's by some Indian mystic. I think he worked with the Beatles at some point. Then we have the 1986 Army Survival Manual. I picked that up for a song just because I want to give it a look. We have Lighthouse in My Life. That is for my mother-in-law. It's a story of people living in a lighthouse. We have Janet Mock, which is about a black trans woman's life. Finding Your Own Way in the Outdoors. I got that for my wife. Green Witchcraft, Folk Magic, Fairy Lore, and Herbcraft. Picked that up. We have Masada, Herod's Fortress, and the Zealot's Last Stand. It's got layouts and information about the actual defense of Masada. Thought that might be interesting. We have Historic Britain from the British Museum. I picked that up because of the illustrations of bronze gear and weapons and such. Her Majesty's Spy Master, which is all about the first official British spies. We have Sluggy Freelance, Vampires and Demons. Picked it up for $2 just for a lark. We have J.K. Rowling's Casual Vacancy. That's for my wife. We have It Was a Dark and Stormy Night, the best from the Bulwer Lytton contest, where they talk about the worst opening lines of stories of novels. We have some funk, and we have some Floyd. My wife also got some jazz. I don't remember who it was. It's not here at the moment. So now we're going to move on to DVDs and Blu-rays. We have a bit of a TV bonanza. We have the first season of Elementary, the complete 5th series of Doctor Who, American Gods Season 1. I watched a couple episodes of that, and pretty good so far. We have the first 3 seasons of Star Trek Enterprise on Blu-ray. I picked those up for $10 a piece. We have some Superman animated. We have some Turtles animated because this has got Fugitoid in it. I didn't even know he made his way into the animated stuff, so I was quite happy to see that. And we have an animated Van Helsing voiced by Hugh Jackman, and which I don't know if you've ever seen the film, the live-action film Van Helsing. Someone dies being thrown onto a settee. It's very, very silly. We have the X-File movie. We have Arrival. We have Iron Sky, which has moon Nazis. That was interesting. We have 2 Discovery DVDs, one on martial arts and one on extreme engineering. And we have a double Midnight Movies feature, Strange Invaders and Invaders from Mars. And I picked up a lot of these DVDs really cheap, like 50 cents. We have a cast iron pagoda. We're moving up slowly, so my wife gets a proper size one. We have a wooden tiki mug. My wife's a tiki fan. We have a St. George wall plaque, which is in the original box, imported from England into Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts. It's vintage. I don't know if it's antique, but it's definitely vintage. We have a bear, which I purchased because I thought he was adorable, and I thought he would be useful as a miniature on a 25mm scale for like a dire bear. That's a good dire bear size in my book. Then we have a new bottle opener I get. If Mike sees this, he will appreciate this. We have a couple of Jingle Bells. We've been kind of collecting some of these. I think we have 3 or 4 of them now, so we're going to hopefully be able to put them together and make our own string of good quality Jingle Bells, because Jingle Bells bells like this, sleigh bells, are actually very expensive. Then we have a Sarna bell here, and this says hello from Las Vegas, Nevada. We have a couple of others, which are Sarna bells that have themes from children's storybooks. We have quite a collection of Sarna bells. Then we have an owl hook, which is like stamped by the manufacturer. It's made out of pewter, and it's quite cute. We'll put that in the put that in the bed for my wife to use. We have a couple of these masks, which are brass, and I think they're Japanese masks. And one has a nose that goes down, and one has a nose that goes up. They were very strange. I picked those up in an estate sale. I have no idea what the symbolism of this, other than the very screamingly obvious. So if anybody knows anything about those type of masks, please feel free to tell me. Okay, one last section today. It's going to be gear and such. First up, we have this 3-drawer cabinet, which was, I believe, used for beading supplies. I'm not even 100% sure what's in here. I bought the entire thing. I wanted the cabinet. That was from an estate sale. I didn't pay a lot for it. So I'm going to go through it. My wife says she has a friend that does beading, so I'll give all that stuff to her that I don't want. And then I'll keep the cabinet and put it up and start storing knives in it. It's just nice and wide. I can get some good sized blades in that. And speaking of blades, there we have a Marvell hunting knife, which I was attracted to its overall shape and to its use of aluminum spacers in the stacked handle. Aluminum was a wonder metal at one point in American history and was used in knives briefly as something because it was out of the ordinary. So this attracted me, and I got a good price on it, so there you go. Then we have this like 24-inch file. It's square, 4-sided. It's just in really nice shape. It's beautiful. I'm just going to display that thing. It's just really pretty, and also has a nice physicality and heft to it. We have a Child's Reebok cricket bat, which I picked up for $7. And since I have a much better quality cricket bat already that I'm never going to touch, this one is going to end up being modified. So I'm taking suggestions. Anybody got any suggestions on this? Let's talk about how you think I should modify this thing. Then we have 2 C-clamps, which I thought were kind of interesting because they are aluminum C-clamps. I'm not sure if I ever saw aluminum C-clamps before. I picked those up for $2 a piece at an estate sale. We have a set of center punches, which is missing one, but the rest are all present. And I got that for $5, and I didn't have any center punches, so that's a nice deal. Then we have this spool of wax twine. You're probably thinking, who cares about wax twine? I do. It's remarkably hard to find. I've had a spool in my toolbox that I'm down to like 2 feet of it. And I've been using this stuff for like 20 years. I love this stuff. It's great. Then to find an entire spool like this at an estate sale, that was quite a find. We have this, which is a Makita impact driver, 18 volts, uses the same batteries as my Makita drill. In fact, that is my Makita battery. I have 2 batteries. Because it came without one, so I actually couldn't test it when I found it, but it works. And I picked it up at an antique shop for $12. It was a gamble. It's a gamble that paid off. So I'm going to try that out, see if I like having an impact driver. For a $12 investment, that's definitely worth my time to see if I enjoy using it or not. I've heard good things about impact drivers. I've never had a real chance to use one, but here you go. Uses the batteries I've already got. We have this cleaver, which is in really rough shape. It's only got like half a scale on this side. This scale's in horrible shape. The blade is just horrible condition. But the edge looks like it was relatively well ground, and I'm going to see if I can do about maintaining it. And I'm going to have to fix that tip. I purchased this strictly to see if I could bring it back into something useful. And I think that's what the guy had it for in his shop, because he had a nice shop. I think he was trying to revive it. He never got the opportunity. So maybe I can complete it for him. I missed a guy. This is a turtle, a snapping turtle, which I picked up for $1 to put into a video to show how it can be used as a miniature. We have a Pelican VersaBrite, which I had never heard of before. It's got a head that moves back and forth. It's got a clicky, and if you turn it, the light goes on like that. I haven't actually even popped it open to see what kind of batteries use it yet. Probably AA's. Haven't even read the little blurb on it. But picked that up for like $1 at an estate sale. And I forgot my wife got a new painting. This is a restored silk screen of a building, and it kind of has that kind of haunted house vibe to it. The sticker you see on there was done by the guy that owned the house, because he had a large amount of photography equipment, and we think he reconditioned this. So my wife liked the look of it, and to me it looks like something out of the Munsters, so it made me smile. So there you go. That has been our latest bargain video, and I'm quite happy with the vines.